Hello and welcome back to XCOM. Last time we had the easiest ever terror mission, the hardest ever UFO mission, all of which resulted in a lot of my best soldiers in the hospital with strains, sprains, and paper cuts, and I am apoplectic with rage at how that all turned out. Let's just go. So as you recall, last time we got tapped for a new set of abductions, which will either give us 4 scientists, $200, or a new assault captain respectively. I decided to go with the 4 scientists because I feel that our research isn't quite up to speed just yet. And as you can see on the far right, I'm actually delving down into my pool of corporals to fill up the 6-man squad. Funny story that, considering Amp shot Stradlin, and then Cecilin shot Amp, meaning that both of my supports are currently in the hospital, probably screaming at each other, because I lead such a wacky and charmed life playing this fucking game.
Prepare for deployment, Strike One.
To Argentina next. The threat there seems to be the most pressing.
The aliens are continuing to target civilians for abduction in several major cities across the globe. We have to get down there and deploy as soon as possible.
No shit, Sherlock. I've actually never seen this map before. This might actually be fun for once.
Central, this is Big Sky. Strike team is touching down now. Standing by for your orders.
Roger, Big Sky. Reading you 5 by 5. Strike One has the green light for deployment.
Okay, so I'll be happy to get some more Mel, because I'm definitely thinking about some more genetic upgrades going forward. Might even consider fielding a second mech. Never been able to make that work before, but if anybody else wants to get mech'd up, I'm more than willing to listen. Anyway, it looks like we're in front of some sort of like a general store or like a really big bookstore. I'm not exactly sure. Like I said, I've actually never seen this map before in any of my other runs, so I'm really excited to see what the layout's going to be like. I was also promised something very difficult, so I'm not exactly in the mood to be cavalier here. Although I think for the most part right now I should be focusing on the bookstore right in front of me. For now we're just going to move Cyanox up because he's obviously the tankiest of everybody. And if I can get a couple of the people up to the door, then his distortion field can protect them just in case there's anything lurking behind those bookshelves. It doesn't look like there's anything in the front of the store, at least not that I can see, so hopefully we'll be good to go from here. And our support corporal, she's just gonna hang back as much as possible. I'm gonna try and feed her a couple kills because the sooner I get her up to par, the better. Unfortunately, promotions don't trigger until after the mission, so she's gonna be extremely squishy for now. Like even Skyder has more hit points than she does right now.
Moving out.
Although to offset her shitty rookie aim, I did give her the light plasma rifle. The +10 aim just for carrying it should be helpful. And with 1 or 2 kills, she should be up to speed with the rest of the team. Bit of a risk crowding everybody around the car here, but so long as a grenade doesn't fall out of thin air, then we should be okay. And for now, everybody into Overwatch and wait for the next turn. Well, nothing like that to me, so that's a good start. Meld's over there. That's actually pretty unfortunate. I was kind of hoping one of them would be either in the building or behind the building, at least the first one. So, yeah, unfortunately, I might not get that one, especially if the building isn't completely clear. Although so far, so good. Before I move Smots up there, we'll get Cyanox up. This should give us eyes on the back of the store. Hopefully, there won't be anything too nasty in there.
Heading to that location. Go loud.
And I guess I'll be hoping a while longer. That's not good. So a Mechtoid and its little Sectoid buddies. We haven't seen it yet, but if any of those 2 Sectoids mind meld with the Mechtoid, it will give the mech 6 HP shield, which I believe will not allow any spillover damage. So for example, if I were to do 7 damage to the shield, the extra damage would not be carried over into its hit points. So the sooner I take out its buddies, the better. So thank God for assaults with run and gun. I think I'm going to try and flank it around the left side and maybe take out those sectoids with a grenade or two. Like if you recall, Synox does have the grenade launcher, so I should be okay for this enemy pod. But maybe not that one. Oh yeah, and lightning reflexes fortunately did trigger there, so that thing no longer has an Overwatch shot. Interesting enough, it actually skipped the Thin Men cutscene. I've never seen that before. Unfortunately, this means I'm in one hell of a tight spot, but you know, nothing that high-powered explosives can't solve. I'm gonna guess that the other sectoid will be in range of this grenade. I really just want to take out both of its supports right now. Fortunately, it just reaches it, so all that's left of that pod is the mechtoid. And this is actually looking like a primed chance to get some upgrade points on my corporal there. She does have an alien grenade, and thanks to both of those thin men sneaking up next to the car, even if the grenade can't reach them, the car can just get destroyed and kill them both. Fortunately, the grenade can reach all of the above, so this shouldn't be a problem. No weapon fragments, which is a damn shame. That's actually pretty bad considering how hard up I am for them right now, but at the moment I'm a lot more scared I'm going to lose even more soldiers to the hospital. And of course rapid fire isn't going to work whatsoever right now and no chance for a critical, so I'll just try and plink off a couple HP and leave it at that. And unfortunately, unlike XCOM 2, in this game you cannot run and then use a melee attack after you take your second move. That's in the yellow perimeter, so I can't have Synox just sprint up to that thing to punch it in the face. So I'm gonna have to hope that it doesn't do anything too scary on its turn, and none of my snipers can see it. And by none, I think I just have... Oh no, wait, yeah, I do have both snipers on this map. Never mind. So for now, we'll move Skyder up behind the register there and hope that he can at least get eyes on the rest of the store in case anything comes up from that northwest corner.
Contacts are attempting to retreat.
For better or for worse, it decides to just take a pot shot at Synox right now. If anything, I'm more worried that it's just gonna retreat. I don't want to have to chase it down. Goes for the second, and both time misses. I've not seen that ever, actually. Usually those things are pretty good at hitting you. And the car blows up, but nobody cares about that. And you can actually see the meld there in the background. That's really fucking far away. Don't think I'll get it. So now the question just becomes, who am I going to feed the mechtoid kill to? I'd really like to give it to my support. So I'll just try and move her up, see if I can get eyes on the mechtoid there.
I'm on it, Commander.
If I can just plink it down with somebody, that would be great. Oh my god. Well, under categories of things that are not going to happen, looks like my support won't be taking out that mechtoid. All I can say right for now, though, is thank God for snipers with squad sight.
No longer a threat.
Because the more of those little piston enemies I can thin out of the pods, the better. And thankfully, Synox does have the range to go punch that thing right in the face. And the cyber disc is just far enough off that it can't quite see him, so its Overwatch is not triggered, and this is one less baddie to worry about.
Engaging in close combat.
You got some aggression you want to work out there, buddy?
Headed there
Like,
now.
you fucked up both pillars pretty good. I mean, jeez. Like, I know it shot at you twice, but it missed. I mean, that's gotta be a mitigating factor, right? Any road. Skyder, no shot. Smatry, no shot. And I am not really in the mood to try and fuck around with my assault right now, trying to get its Overwatch to trigger and be used up, because the closer I move her, the greater the chance that that thing's just gonna sprint forward and use either of its area of effect attacks, and I'm really not in the mood to even have one soldier go to the hospital in this mission. Like, I'm trying to keep everybody as healthy as I can, because I am quite frankly terrified of these missions right now. Like, they are really starting to crank up the difficulty. And with 4 of my best soldiers in the hospital right now, I really can't afford anything else going wrong right now. So thankfully, as its Overwatch was not triggered, it's just going to move forward, and it's going to trigger my Overwatch. Well, you tried. And that's the important, and also sad thing.
Cover my flank.
Uses its one move, it thinks about it. It does get the flank on one of my soldiers, and oh my god, I'm so lucky. Oh, don't you take a pot shot too, you little shit.
They're repositioning on us.
Well, that's arguably also suck. So that's the power of the drones. If the other one was alive, it would have just healed the cyber disc right back up to full. Now, I would love to get one hell of a damage shot on that thing with Skyder and his headshot, but I would like a little bit more aim before I committed to that. Not to mention the drone's still a threat, because like I said, I don't want any of my soldiers damaged right now. So we'll see if I can maybe take it out with my support here, and then Skyder can worry about hitting the cyber disc. Alright, one less thing to worry about. And unfortunately, Cecilin doesn't have a shot on that, but he's sufficiently leveled that I'm not too worried about not feeding him any kills right now. Now, fortunately, this thing actually didn't use up its Overwatch, so I could have moved her, but that's also alright. Although I really shouldn't have done that, considering now Skyder's not going to have the increased chance for a critical with the headshot, so that was actually a really big mistake on my part. So now it's just a matter of whittling this thing down, just plinking it down with all my soldiers. Are you fucking kidding me, dude? It's a 5-foot wide disc. Like, you can't hit that shit? I thought dragons like to plink away at shinies. I guess you're wrong. Anyway. Fortunately, Cyanox is around to solve all my problems, as is Skyder. They're good dragons. They don't fuck me over like some dragons do. Hoping for a critical here. Well, a critical would have killed it, but I'll take it at this point. Everyone else is close enough. They should be able to finish this thing off, although I don't want to use up an extra turn. Please, Cyanox, for the love of God. I was trying to see if cloud damage could go up to 3. Unfortunately, no. And that's one less little shit to worry about right now. Well, and even open up a path for the meld. How considerate of it. Unfortunately, quick skip later, and we can see that I didn't actually get the meld, unfortunately. I'm just showing this off just to give you a heads up of what I did a few minutes later. Like, nothing else really happened. Just moved my soldiers up to those 2 doors in the back and move them up. Fortunately, the meld was right there, so my assault was able to just skedaddle on over and pick it up. I'll take 1 out of 2 at this point. And for now, it's just a matter of moving everybody up to the northwest. There is another building. You can kind of see it up there next to the Cyanox and the melt canister. I think that might be where the last pod is. Yeah, this was one of the first missions where there wasn't 3 pods of aliens, but 4. So I'm being extremely cautious. I'm not too sure what I'm going to fight. I had the Mechtoids, the Cyber Disc, and a couple of Thin Men. I'm pretty sure right now that I'll be fighting Mutons, and Smots, you fucked it up again. Like, I'm like, open the door. Not in front of the door. Open the door. Whatever, let's just jump cut away from this bullshit. And as we move forward to the other door, well, unfortunately, I don't have any rookies around, so door opening duties get set to the corporals because, well, let's face it, Canada's flag is red, you're a red shirt, whatever. Open that door, bitch. And Seekers. Now, I froze here for a couple seconds because I thought it was about to trigger the cutscene. It didn't. For whatever reason, I can see them, they can't see me. This has literally never happened to me in the entire game. Ever. In all the times I've played it. I actually managed to get an ambush.
Nailed him. I've got a visual.
Of course, that is going to activate the other Seeker, and it will go right into stealth mode and move. Although, taking out half of that pod right now was worth more than I can say. Of course, now because again I have none of those respiration implants. Excuse me. There's nothing I can do except the old secret protocol, which basically means move everybody together into a tight little circle of fire, put everyone on Overwatch, keep spamming that until the seeker gets bored, tries to kill somebody, and gets shot to shit.
On my way.
So my plan right now is I'm going to try and get Cyanox up to the front door, just in case that thing slams through the glass of the door. I'll know roughly where it is, so I can just have Cyanox keep on Overwatch. And if it tries to strangle one of the soldiers near him, he should be able to find it. And I'll keep the soldiers sort of in that little alleyway, so they can basically cover each other on both the close and far side of the building. Although for now, the Seeker elected not to really do much of anything, so we'll just move Smots up, keep him in Overwatch right by the induction pod there. And like I said, this way Cyanox will be able to cover him, he'll be able to cover Cecilin and Cyanox, so I'm not too worried that the Seeker will do any damage. It's just more of a matter of a waiting game at this point. I don't think the Seeker will do any damage if I manage to kill it with Overwatch fire the second it tries to strangle somebody. Although I'm not really in the mood to test that, but I'm not too sure what else I'm going to do because nobody has the bioelectric skin. And here's where I find out that Cyanox can't open doors. And again, all's quiet on the Seeker front. I'd like to feed this kill to my Corporal as well. No, she's already got the level up, but the sooner I can level her up, the better. I'm also wondering if I should feed the kill to Smots because he is one of the majors on this mission, and I would like to have him be a colonel at some point. So move up to flank to allow my Corporal to go in, and I notice she can't go into the building for some reason. And then I see, oh, nobody can move to that square. The only thing that can block soldiers' movements, besides obviously the terrain, is enemies. That's where the Seeker is. Yeah, that's actually a little, I'm not going to say glitch, it's more of a little exploit you can pull off if you just sort of, as you saw with the Corporal, if you hold down the right mouse button, the grid will show up, like where they can move. So if you find a little blank spot in the grid that shouldn't be there, then you know where the invisible enemies are. I don't like to use that exploit, I think it's cheap. But in this case, the game is literally handing it to me on a silver platter. I do not want to ignore that one. Especially because I think this is the last alien. I'm sick of this mission. So, Smots decided, and by decided I mean was told, to just drop a grenade at his feet and see how it all worked out. Very swimmingly, that's how.
Operational objectives completed.
And that's why I love the little radius trick with the grenades. You can do really, really, really suicidally stupid shit like that. It's great. You know, since the Sky Ranger is holding all those alien corpses on the flight back, it must stink like hell in there.
Outstanding.
And that's what I'm talking about. Finally get another support up to snuff so we can give her the field medic ability, allow triple uses out of those med packs, because fuck the extra smoke grenades, and first Colonel. And it's you, Smots. Congratulations and go fuck yourself. Anyway, Rocketeer, extra standard rocket, pretty amazing. And then there's Mayhem. I've never used this, not quite sure what it does. Like, I know it says additional damage based on weapon tech to suppression and all area of effect abilities. I didn't give him Grenadier, so he can't use extra grenades, and I didn't give him suppression either, so Rocketeer. And also, when I was recording this, Max was in the room and was basically ordering me to take Rocketeer for fear of him plucking my tail feathers out, so, well, there's that too. I'm not too sure how much extra damage it adds, and if it's like to just his rockets, to his grenades as well, and what it means by damage to suppression, because suppression doesn't do any damage, but whatever. Let's finally complete a lot of these Foundry projects and move on with our lives. So ammo conservation doubles the magazine size of everybody. And like their primary weapons, I mean, like it doesn't give them double grenades or anything. Improved pistol, I think that increases the critical chance. I don't really remember off the top of my head. Shaped armor, a little extra defense for all of our mechs. seeing what else I can put through the foundry. The only thing that really leaps out at me that I know that I'm gonna need is the improved arc thrower. However, I forgot that it actually takes a fair chunk of weapon fragments, and not to mention Illyrium and alloys. Just quickly gonna check how many weapon fragments I have left. Not too small an amount, but I would like more than 50 at some point, because I know that most of my other research projects are going to require the fragments. So for now, let's just get the thermal generator up and running. More of my soldiers are back on active duty, so I'm not too concerned that things are going to go to shit, and that's the Titan armor completed, finally. So I actually forgot that it allows me to upgrade our mechs to tier 3, but Titan armor is mandatory for this point in the game. I really should have prioritized this over the other weapons, but that's okay. So for now, I think it's finally time we have a little chat with our friend. I would like to get the plasma rifle up and running, but I don't remember what I got a research credit on for the sectoid commander, so we're gonna have a little chat. Anyway, tier 3 mech. Hell yeah. Unfortunately, that cost all that meld. Buddy, you better appreciate the things that I do for you. Proximity mines are basically a different version of the grenade launcher. They don't explode if you put them right next to an enemy. They will explode on the enemy's next turn. And then Electropulse is a pretty interesting area of effect. Works extremely well in all organic and especially on the robotic enemies. I usually do proximity mines, but this time I just decide throw a bit of caution to the wind and try the Electropulse. It'll definitely be great for the Exalt missions, because usually I just throw my mech into the throngs of the puny humans and just punch my way to victory. And I'm out of money again, for fuck's sake. Selling my soul to the devil, BRB. So, barely enough for 2. And I forgot how many alloys it used up, so yeah, that's unfortunate. The first set will go to AMP, just so you can get a sense of what it looks like full body instead of on the sleeveless Gene soldiers.
With the added structural support this suit provides, I expect the troops will take full advantage of the added firepower they can carry around. They'll also be much less susceptible to environmental hazards like fire while wearing it.
Right, so that's it's on the full soldier. This is what it looks like on the Gmod soldiers. I figured our first colonel. I think he deserves a little shinier toy. And since I'm being so generous with all the new shiny things, here's a medal. Congratulations, our topmost paste eater in all of XCOM. God, your mother must be so proud. Anyway, a little bit extra about Titan armor. It gives you plus 10 to your health, and it's also immune to strangulation, poison, and to fire. So yeah, it's quite the step up from Carapace armor and the nanofiber vests. So not much else I can do right now, so let's just get the satellites up and running. Again, as usual, I'll wait until right before the council report to launch them, just in case something else pops up between here and then. Sectoid Commander research is complete. Unfortunately, I've already got psionics researched. I don't think this is going to help me with any of the other items, so, well, you get a bit extra flavor text. Bully for you. So the question now, hyperwave communicator or the plasma rifle? The new fighter craft is a requirement for the game. 75 weapon fragments is a hell of a lot. I'm pretty sure I'll make it back quickly enough, so I'd like to get the plasma rifle as soon as possible. I'm getting a little sick of how weak the lasers are turning out to be. In the meanwhile, the question is who gets XCOM's protection? I'd like to finish off Asia, just because it's one of the 4 country continents. But then I realized I've already got the bonus for Asia, because that's where XCOM HQ is, and Africa's bonus is straight up the best one in the game. And because I'm so terrible with money, I figured let's just go for all in. So keep an eye on what our monthly income is right now. It's 669. And now that all in is completed, let's give it a second to update. Look at that. In addition to the money that we get from all the countries, the extra 30% bonus literally doubled our income every month, and we're about to get that infusion of cash in just a couple days. So quickly transfer over an interceptor here. And hopefully Africa will finally get some protection. So let's see what the council member has to say about our abilities this month.
Incoming transmission.
We are extremely impressed with
Wow.
the progress of the XCOM
I
project
guess he
thus
didn't watch
far,
the footage from
Commander.
our
Your recent results were beyond our expectations.
UFO
And
mission
that
a
is not
couple of weeks
statement
ago.
this
That's
council makes
okay. We're
lightly.
just not going to talk about that anymore.
Remember, we will be watching.
So, who wants psychic powers? Oh, and extra Titan armor. Not sure who it's going to go to yet. Beg for it in the thread. I don't give a shit. So quickly just checking what more I can build right now with my gigantic stack of money. I'd like to get more satellites up and running. Unfortunately, I don't have the engineers nor the alloys for them right now. Yeah, so I'll definitely be throwing down a workshop somewhere in here. For now, we'll just excavate on the foundry, try and get some extra adjacency bonus with the foundry, because it does count as a workshop. Might even build an extra workshop under the cybernetics lab, get the double adjacency. I was thinking of removing the officer training school, but I'll like to keep it around. I just like the way that the building looks in the ant farm view. So moving swiftly onward, psionic labs, anyone?
Psionics lab online.
Psionic soldiers are awesome, but a complete pain in the ass, and you'll see why in just a second here.
We can now submit our soldiers for testing within the Psi Lab. Once we have a complete report, I'll notify you with the results. Our current research implies a strong link between a candidate's willpower and their psionic potential. We're hoping that one or more of our existing soldiers will meet the necessary requirements.
Right, so it's not their absolute willpower. I think it's some other kind of hidden stat. Oh, also mech troopers can never become psychic. Sorry, Psionox. But yeah, like even rookies with their shitty will to start with, I've actually had rookies become psychic before. So I'm not too sure what it means, but generally your highest will soldiers will become psychic, and that's why it's a pain in the ass. That's 10 days that they're out of commission. And yes, if you pull them early, you will need to start that all over again. So put in your craptacular soldiers and hope for the best is all I can really say. And only put in your A-team soldiers when you're convinced that there's going to be a bit of a quieter period. Alright, let's get that rolling. And of course get some plasma rifles.
Transfer complete.
So our bog standard tier 3 weapon, it's basically just an upgraded assault rifle or laser rifle. It is unfortunately missing the plus 10 aim that you get from the light plasma rifle. But I believe it does up to 9 damage, which is, you know, 50% better than light plasma rifle.
We've certainly had an influx of new developments recently. Well, the sectoid commander is an intriguing subject. I have to admit, this device has also captured my attention.
So, can we actually buy any of our shiny new toys? Not shitty. For fuck's sake. Can't we just break up some of our old carapace armor and sell it for scrap alloy or something? Anyway, let's see what's the, I love it when the, AI lady chokes over her own words like that. Anyway, hyperwave relay. It's an interesting thing, can't do much with it right now. Can only build a special building that's going to, use it to its full potential. And there's just a lot of flavor text on it. So that's the next story thing I need to build there, and I'm all out of research because I'm all out of shit to research with. That's just fucking fantastic. So, nothing to research, can't build any plasma rifles, and I can't build any facilities either. Like, can I even build the hyperwave relay? I mean, that would at least be doing something. No, I can't. I'm missing alloys. So, nothing to build, nothing to construct, nothing to research. I have all this money, all these soldiers, nothing to do with. We are fucked right now.
What the hell?
Sir! Internal systems are shutting down all over HQ!
This is Central. Security status red. Repeat. What have you done? Answer me!
Sir! We're picking up movement near the outer perimeter. Multiple sensors have been tripped. We have a breach!